Boom. Look at that.
Second time's the charm.
Sorry, guys.
All right. Hey, everyone. And thank you for joining the Facebook Live. I'm Dave. This is Kevin. Kevin from Dolo, Dave from Food Delivery. And we wanted to, this is our first episode for the Dave and Kevin Show. And we wanted to get into what we're going to talk about today. First thing is 3 show topics today. 1, why are we doing this? Talk about our experiences for number 2. And number 3, address viewer questions. So we're just going to take a look, see if it's broadcasting on the Facebook page, which it should now.
You can see who's watching. Go ahead and ask your questions. Hey, look at that. We're there. So we're official. We're Facebook official now.
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
A little bit of technical difficulties to start off with, but we overcame.
Yeah, we overcame. That's how
True sign of an entrepreneur.
Entrepreneurship.
Right. Of course, you can ask your questions right on here. All right, so let's look here. So first thing is, why are we doing this? And also, if you can hear us, if everything is good, if you can hear us, just give us a thumbs up or a like. I just see a thumbs up.
We got one. All right.
Okay.
I think we're good.
All right, we're good. We're good. If you can't hear us, just let us know in the comments. So number 1, why are we doing this show? You probably saw in the promo, if you saw it, we gave a little glimpse to why we're doing this. But first and foremost, we created a mission. And a mission is really good for your business as a guiding star for all your decision making. Our mission is offer lighthearted guidance to start and manage a business and all the fun things that go with it. A lot of fun things that go with it. We want to bring together the concept of local business and the untapped entrepreneurial spirit in everyone who ever had a business idea. So again, whether you're 30, 40, 50, 80, 10, doesn't matter your age, if you have an idea, you can do it, and we're going to help you to do it.
Absolutely. First thing we have is one of our ideas is not, like you say, and any age can do this, but one of our main ideas is to tap into those kids in the entrepreneurial spirit, because that's where that entrepreneurship really starts as a kid. A lot of times my kids are like, Dad, you should do this, or Mom and Dad, why aren't you doing it this way? And then that makes us think, how can we change or conduct business to appease that age group as well, and that'll also help anyone else in any other ages up to anyone from kids to seniors. So those ideas coming from those little kids is obviously there's something there. So we've taken that into account.
Yeah. So more specifically, what we're trying to achieve here is help aspiring entrepreneurs, young and old, address business-related questions from our viewers as well, engage in community service initiatives. So Kevin and I would like to go out there, do some Facebook Lives or some videos, helping out the town in some ways, and bring you guys along on the trip, and provide a fun and entertaining experience too, the best we can.
Yeah, not just in our town. Our businesses that we have, Food Delivery and Dolo, we're in Colchester, Connecticut, mostly. Dolo also has a place in Mystic as well, and then another one at the Dodge Stadium in Norwich. But that doesn't mean that we're going to stick to those 3 towns right there. We're going to expand this to, somewhere around central or eastern Connecticut. We're not ready to travel to Vegas yet, although that would be pretty fun.
It would be fun.
We just want to tap into the local and help out all the local businesses, trying to help out each other and network, get with other aspiring entrepreneurs or business owners, and just put some ideas out there. The more you talk to people, the more ideas you have for a business, and there's nothing better for a business than to network. Networking is always should be at the top of your list for any kind of business idea. So that's where we're trying to go with it, and that's kind of what this is all about.
Yeah, without networking, Kevin and I would never have gotten together and done this, right? So if we didn't know each other, we didn't connect, this never would have happened. We'd never be here to help you. So networking is really, really key. And this first episode is really about just getting started. Obviously, it's our first, it's our introductory video. So we wanted to first start out with sharing some of our experiences of starting up the business and I think that's a really good opportunity to just kick things off. And obviously, if you have any questions, please put them in the comment section. We are viewing them. Hi, Alicia. Right, Alicia? Alicia.
Jennifer, hi everybody.
Sorry.
I mean, there's we have a good audience right now, so thank you very much for checking in.
Yeah. So, do we want to get in the keys to starting a business? Do we want to?
Yeah. Let's talk about our own businesses, our own key ideas on why we started a business, what we should be thinking about while starting a business, and obviously we have our own businesses, so we have our own ideas, which may spark something in you guys to come up with your own ideas or keys to starting a business. So go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, I'll go first. So, why did I start my business? Well, it was something that our town. So I'm the owner of food delivery, the food delivery service in town here. Now just expanding to East Hampton as well. The main reason why I started it is it's a need of ours. When I say ours, my family. We have small children, and sometimes getting out to pick up food or even just cooking is difficult. So I came up with the idea because it was a need of mine. And I knew that Colchester did not have a food delivery service, so I thought it would be just a great idea to. And a lot of your ideas are going to come from something that you want or need. It's a struggle every day. It could be the most simple thing. That's how sometimes business ideas are born. It's just because you want it. So that's why I started the business, just because I wanted it. I thought it would be good for the town. I love helping people. I think if you start a business, you really have to be focused on how can you help others. If you can focus on that, you're going to have a really great business idea. So
business ideas as well. I mean, like, as soon as Dave told myself and my wife, the owners of Dough Love, about his business, we jumped on board right away because, I mean, it's not only a fantastic need for Dave himself, but I know if one family needs it in town, dozens of other families are going to need it, and then they'll all catch on after they figure it out. So, I mean, like, just coming up with the idea, I mean, I jumped on board right away. So, good for you. Good job.
Yeah. So, so Dough Love is one of our delivery partners as well. So, that's your delivery from Dough Love. Dough Love. So, I just want to get into our keys to starting a business. Now, these are some of the things that we have developed over time. We've read a lot of business books, we've talked to a lot of people, and really these culminate into, for me, 5 keys to starting a business. I think Kevin has his own 5 we'll get into, but we'll discuss each one of these. So my first key to starting a business is find something you love. Being an entrepreneur and trying to run a business for which you don't love is going to be impossible. If you can't get up in the morning, if you're not passionate, if you're not dedicated to get out there, talk to people, build networks like we did, just love the product or love the service, whatever you're providing, you're gonna struggle, and it's gonna be very difficult. So number 1 is you have to make sure you love what you do, because as an entrepreneur, you're gonna be that person who has to run the business and everything about the business. It's not just the operations or the execution of it, but it's the accounting, the finance, all those other things that you may not like to do, but you're willing to sacrifice because you love what you do, and that's pretty cool. Next one. Well, let's talk about that for a second. So find something you love. Obviously, day in, day out, you're working on your business. There's no vacation. So we started in October 2017 for food delivery. There's no vacation, and I love that. I love working on my business every day. It's a joy for me. So I don't want to talk about the love of the
love of the Dough Love.
The love of the game, the love of the Dough Love.
Well, I mean, as far as my wife and I finding something that we love cookie dough, and that's kind of where our name came from, Dough Love. But I mean, we found a niche in town, or even in Connecticut overall, that there wasn't any other cookie dough places in New England, and we that we could go for it and give it a try, and it turned into a pretty well known. I mean, people love the cookie dough. They if you come into our shop, I mean, who doesn't have fun hanging around cookie dough and ice cream all day? So, as far as finding something you love, I mean, no one. I tell people that no one loves cookie dough more than this guy. So it was a no-brainer for us. So
yeah. So my number 2 key to starting a business is start the business for the passion of helping people, not for money. If you start a business and your main priority is to make money, you're going to fail, because especially when you're right out of the gate, you're not going to make a lot of money. If you're getting a loan for your business, you're going to be in debt for a while.
Startup cost.
Yeah, startup cost. There's going to be costs. There's going to be costs associated. So it's very important that your passion is for helping people. Now, you love the product, but it's the people who are going to buy the product that ultimately you have to satisfy. Because if you have to sell it to people, and if they don't like it, or if you're not passionate about helping them, you're not going to do very well. So make sure you start the business to help people first, and then the money will come. If you love it, if you put your heart and soul into it, the money will come, but it should not be a driver of why you start a business.
Absolutely. Honestly, you're going to be pretty discouraged up front, and that's okay, because to start a business, it takes a lot of money, and it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot out of you. But if you're doing it just for the money, then you might as well just hang it up right away, because it's not going to come right away, and it's no matter what business you're. You could be in the business of selling G6 airplanes or something like that. You're not going to make money right away, because how much does that cost to build an airplane? So yeah, I mean, just you got to do it for you. You got to do it for your customer, and that's gonna bring the money later on.
So Michelle said people first, totally agree. Katie, isn't that the truth? It is. And Jennifer Koji, the Kojis, this is a direct quote, the Kojis love the cookie dough. Two. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. We do a lot of business with the dough. So number three of Dave's 5 keys to starting a business is validate there is a need. Just because you love doing something doesn't mean others will buy it, right? So there's got to be, and sometimes it's tough to validate a need, right? It's tough to validate the iPad, right? You have to take some type of leap of faith that people will like that. But if you're disrupting an industry, if it's new, you can do research yourself. You can see where the trends are out there, but you really have to validate there's a need. And we're here and thank you, Nicole. We're here at the Creative Canvas filming this, and she brought this art studio to Colchester because there's not a whole lot of fun stuff to do, and this is an opportunity for people to come and have fun. That's a need. That is a need. There's a need for food delivery in town. There's a need for cookie dough. There's no other cookie dough place around here. So make sure you validate there's a need for that.
As far as the Creative Canvas goes, again, thank you, Nicole, for this opportunity to tape our first episode here. My kids love coming here, so I mean, they do have art camps for kids during the summertime. So if you have kids that need something to do for a few hours every week, or the kids, your parents want to go out and have some lunch together without having to have your kids around for 3 hours, then take a little break, bring them over to Creative Canvas for an art camp for 4 days, and that's something that is also another need that Creative Canvas has fulfilled. They've fulfilled the need of parents need a break once in a while. So hey, this is a great place to do that. So validating a need is another top priority issue to think about when you want to start a business, or when you want to think about what type of business you'd like to start.
Yeah. Number 4. So we'll go a little bit quicker through these to make sure we get to yours. So number 4, and this is important. Ensure your spouse or significant other knows what to expect. So being an entrepreneur, there's a big time commitment. Now, I'm very lucky to have a wife who's very supportive of what we're doing, and you're in the same boat. But you shouldn't just start a business or go down the path without your significant other knowing the time commitments, the challenges, the stress that you're gonna face. Have a sit-down conversation with them. Make sure they understand what could come and what to expect. I don't know if you had that conversation or not, but it's very important. I was just talking to an entrepreneur not too long ago, opening it's called Parker D's. He's an electrician. Give him a shout out there. I told him that you got to make sure your wife is on board and understanding what's to come, especially if this is a side gig and you're coming from work to go to work, especially like an electrician where you could be called 11:30 at night. You really have to make sure your significant other is on board and knows what to expect and is in your corner. You need that support.
Right, it's something you should talk about before you even go down the road of thinking about starting a business. You should make sure that your wife's on board of you even trying to start a business.
Or husband. Or husband.
Yes.
Yeah.
My wife is the backbone of our business. She does all of the stuff that I don't want to do, or she does stuff that she's just better at. So it's great to have a partner that can do the things that each one of you have a role, and sometimes those roles get intermingled, and they will do that. But overall, we definitely have each other's back and 100% support of each other and support of our own ideas and our own dreams of where the business should go. So from a partnership standpoint, I do have both of us do have the utmost support and respect for each other for our business. So
yeah, just as a side note, sneaking something in here to my list. Hey, Kevin mentioned that his wife takes care of the things that he doesn't like to do, and it kind of goes along the lines of knowing your weaknesses. So you're not going to be great at everything. So don't think that Kevin and I are great at everything by running a business. Far from it.
No.
So
we have a lot to learn.
Yeah.
Still.
So it's okay to have weaknesses. When you start a business, don't think, I can't start this business, I can't do X, or I can't do Y. It's totally okay. That's why you have to put good people around you who can supplement and help you with those weaknesses. Because you really want to focus on your strength. That's what will make your business successful, right? So it's okay to have weaknesses, and it's very important actually to recognize what those are, so you can put people around you to help you overcome them.
Secondary side note, real quick, and I think I was thinking about this today as I'm driving around listening to all of my business books to get ready for this show today. In a business, there are three people, and sometimes those three people is one person, is you, if you are your sole proprietor. But in a business, there are essentially three people, three spirits, three parts of a business that are important that you should know, and you should figure this out right away. There's the entrepreneur, basically he's the dreamer. There's the manager, basically the one who knows how to run a business, how to get a business up and running, where to take the business, how to set goals, all that stuff. And there's the technician. The technician is the one doing the work. Those three pieces of a business definitely need to be on the same page. Now, sometimes that's going to be you by yourself, but as far as support, and if you are in business for yourself, you're going to want to have those three people or entities in the back of your mind that you're going to have to figure out how to work together. So that's I think, talk to Dave about this, but we'll elaborate that in a later episode.
Yeah, that's a good point though. Lastly, number 5 in Dave's 5 keys to starting a business is make the concept of perseverance your greatest friend. You will be faced, and especially in a startup mode, when you're starting the business, when you're trying to get everything together, there's going to be so many opportunities and so many ways for you to quit. And think, I can't do this. It's too insurmountable. I can't overcome this challenge, so I'm going to quit. You can't. Perseverance, especially in a startup mode, when you're getting over the hump, is so important. And especially when you're in your business too, there's going to be a lot of bumps. You're going to make some bad decisions, which is okay. As long as you're making decisions, you're decisive, you go down a path. But perseverance is just so critical and running a business. Starting a business for sure, running it definitely.
Right, and I think going off of that, we have a viewer question, something about that, right? We have a question that kind of goes on that point there.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. One viewer question. Viewer question is, are there times when you wanted to give up? Thank you for that question. Basically what he said, you gotta persevere. You gotta make through it. There's gonna be times where you think that the whole world is down on you, coming down on your business, and that's the point where you need to just become a little bit stronger, and then just keep going, because eventually it's gonna be a downhill battle, and you're gonna feel great, and you're gonna be glad that you persevered past whatever challenge that you had at that point.
Yeah. So those are my 5. And your 5.
My five are a little bit shorter. Okay. 5 keys of starting businesses. You're gonna want to find your why. First of all, why are you doing this? And you'd be surprised on how powerful that 3-letter word is. That why. Why are you starting a business? Why do you want to be your own business owner? Do you have a need that you can fulfill? Do you want to, think huge? You want to become rich and famous? But there's always a why. There's always a why which is going to get you to your goal. And when you figure out that why in your goal, you start there, and then you move your way backwards. How do I get to those 2 points? Second one is find your definition of success. As you progress down your business, down your path to your own business, at one point, when you persevere and get through all these challenges, I mean, even if it's a daily thing, you're gonna feel successful. Like, for instance, every time I come up with a new cookie dough flavor and people say they absolutely love it and they want it around all the time, that's a success to me. And that feels good, and that gets you past any other, downtrodden downfall thing that might have happened that day. Maybe, something happened where a customer feels they got overcharged or something like that. That's going to get you down, but then you always have these small victories that's just going to just keep you going. It's kind of like the game of golf, like you hit that good shot, you're going to keep playing, but then there's like 90 bad shots. But you know what? You go out and play another round of golf. Yeah. Same thing with a business. Go out and play another round of business. So. Yeah,
and before we move on, we're about to get almost to the viewer question section. So if you have any questions, put them right in the chat. We'll address them too.
Right. Find your definition of success. Just here's my definition of success: to be able to do what you want, when you want to do it, and who you want to do it with. I think those are 3 very powerful ideals that that will define success. Because if I can just go play a round of golf with Tom Brady tomorrow, that'd be a pretty good success. So if I could make that happen, I would make it happen. So those 3 things are my definition of success. Third one. Unless you have something else to say.
Well, I was going to say just real quick, Katie mentioned the first year of owning a new business is tough, but in the end it's so worth it. Definitely true. Actually, I'm not even out of my first year yet, so I'm going to assume that's true. Yeah. Michelle, in finding your niche is important too, and that reminds me too, that's important to know that there will always be people critical of what you're doing, but you have to trust yourself that what you're doing, that what you are doing feels right to you. Definitely.
Yes.
Thank you, Katie. There's always going to be people who have their own thought or how you should run your business. It's nice to hear the feedback, but you have to take it with a grain of salt, especially when people don't know what's going on for you to make that decision. There's a lot of inputs to make decisions, and some people, no one has access or information to those inputs that help you make that decision. So you really got to stick by, again, listen to your customers, 100% listen to them, adapt and change to satisfy them, but you got to make sure you're making the best decisions overall for your business.
Correct. My third one is find your niche, what distinguishes you from others. It's always important to, going off of one of Dave's keys is find something that you love and fulfilling a need. Finding your niche is part of that. Where does your business fit in? If there are already, just for instance, if you want to open a pizza joint, are there already 4 or 5 pizza joints in that town or in that area that you want to open one? But why are you going to be different than them? And that's really, when you think about it, and when you talk to people and your customers, they want something different. They're always looking for that next, hot spot in town. They're always looking for that next, that new hangout spot that no one else knows about that they want to, have it themselves. So that, when you maybe a restaurant, think about why you're going to be different than the other ones in town, if there are other ones in town. Or if you found a niche that, if you have a pizza joint and there are no other pizza joints, then maybe that's your thing right there. That's your in. Yeah. Number 4 is be authentic. Customers are your most powerful advocate, but they can also be your most powerful critic / enemy sometimes. You'll feel like they're an enemy. Be authentic, because people can see right through you and your business if you're not actually performing and doing the job that you say you're going to provide for them. Some will challenge you, but when you get those challenges, it's very important how you respond, or if you respond. Sometimes, what's that Justin Timberlake song that's out right now? Sometimes saying nothing is more powerful. What did you say? What's the name of the song? If you guys know what I'm talking about, help me out here.
Jen might know. My wife, she's a huge Justin fan. Yeah.
Sometimes saying nothing at all is the most powerful thing that you can say to somebody. That's maybe kind of what I'm trying to get at. If you get bad reviews on your website or Facebook page or something like that, sometimes you're going to want to respond to those to fix the problem, and sometimes it's just not worth it. And I've learned that very well through the years, that you can just be authentic, talk to the people that you need to talk to come up with a strategy on how to respond to those kind of things, but never lie, never try to tell them something that you're not.
Yeah, and you will reveal your true character by how you face adversity. Really, that's in anything, especially business. So there's been times where I have not many, thankfully, where you've been in a position to help a customer because something has gone wrong with the delivery, right? Now, there's different ways you can do it. You can get annoyed, you get frustrated, or you can dive in, you can listen to the customer, call them right away or her right away, and ask them, what can I do to make it better, or just listen to them. I think 80% of your communication should be listening if you're dealing with a tough.
Most of the time, people just want to be heard.
Yeah,
that's just what it comes down to.
Yeah, and you have to provide a resolution, but again, you cannot let emotions run wild. You have to stay rational. You have to stay focused and really understand and be compassionate and empathetic with that customer. So, especially in those tough times, you really see a person's true character when they're in the tough times, right? So, and now we have another customer question about, have you ever, which goes along with what I just said, have you ever yelled at a customer? No. And you should never, ever, even if they're yelling at you, he's yelled at me when I went to DOLA, but that's okay. But as far as you yelling at a customer, never, ever. They be calling you every vulgar word in the book. There's only one conversation where I've had where a customer was very vulgar to me, and but again, like we were talking about before, that customer may have come from a bad day at work, their dog may have died, their mother might be in the hospital. There's other factors. So when someone's getting so mad at you for selling jewelry or pottery, or for me food delivery, there's more to that story than the missed delivery or the late delivery. So you have to be compassionate about what your customer's going through. Because again, if I get a bad cookie dough from Dough Love and I flip out, there's more than that. There's more behind that than the bad cookie dough. Not that I've ever had a bad cookie dough before, but there's more to it, right? So
have I ever yelled at the customer? No, I've never yelled at a customer. Fortunately, we have not been yelled at either, so I don't think, just to answer your question straight up, I would say no. But if I ever got yelled at a customer, you gotta just stay cool, just stay cool, figure out where they're coming from, and figure out where you're gonna go with it. And the best and quickest path to a resolution is finding a middle point where you guys can come into an agreement and fix it. Sometimes there's not, and that's okay too. Those are the things that you learn from and move forward. So,
yeah, I think too, at the end of the day, we're not surgeons, right? You're not a surgeon on the side, heart surgeon. So it's cookie dough and delivery, and for you it could be again house cleaning, wherever your aspiring business may be. Don't take it so seriously. It's really not the end of the world. So sometimes customers lose sight of that, but that's okay. That's why you can't get upset. Jen,
I knew you were going to come through for me. Thank you.
So the quote for the Justin: sometimes the greatest way to say something is to say nothing at all.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
So thank you, Jen.
We'll switch over.
I knew somebody would know.
Yeah, she's very smart.
I could sing it, but I wouldn't do that to you guys. So sorry.
All right, so we're a few minutes over our time, but I'm sorry, you have no.
There's one more key. I got 5. How will you get discovered? There's many ways to get discovered out there. Just for instance, social media, ads, word of mouth. I mean, there's an infinite ways that to get discovered. You got to figure out which one works better for you, which one your target audience is paying attention to, and you go from there. For instance, mine was Dough Loves was social media. Our target audience is all over social media on all aspects: Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all that stuff. That's how we got discovered. We got discovered obviously from here in this great town of Colchester. Thank you for all your support that you've given us over the last year and 2 months. And the word of mouth is spread like wildfire. So thank you very much for that. We have to tell you guys that you did a great job for us, and we want to do the same for you. So thank you. But how you get discovered is one way to think about. There's one aspect to think about when you start a business, because you want to get the word out there as fast as possible, as quickly as possible, under the right means. So just think about that one too. So.
Yeah, and I think too, we'll get into this in another episode. Is you may be asking, who is my target market? I don't even know. And sometimes you think you know, but you really don't. So there's analytics, like, especially for me, you maybe as well, but more so probably my business, because you order delivery through fooddelivery.com, is get Google Analytics. It's super easy. You could watch a YouTube video and you will be able to understand who your primary demographic is. It provides you where they're from, where they're visiting from, the ages of the person, their likes, dislikes. And same thing on Facebook too. You have Facebook Analytics. That could just provide you information. I didn't know, but a lot of the people who order food from food delivery are women, probably like 70%, I believe it is. So you really don't know, and sometimes you don't know. Make sure you're gathering the analytics, so when you're doing your targeting marketing, you're focusing on those people, right? Mm-hmm. So you really want to focus on the target market. If you don't know, there's analytics that can help you. But again, we'll probably talk about that in another episode.
It'll also show you who you're not getting in your business, and that's maybe some other aspect of your business you might want to keep in the back of your head or work on later. Because obviously the more customers you have, the more more business you're doing. So figure out how to grab that other market that's not technically working or buying something from your business right now, and see if you can adjust a few things and pull some more people in.
It could be a different marketing strategy. It could be even expanding your product line, right? You know. Are you all set with your 5 keys?
Yeah, 5 keys. Thank you for your responses. We appreciate those, and
So we have a question.
we have another question.
We have a question from Michelle. Then we have a couple more questions, and then we'll talk about our next episode and where we're filming it, which is a pretty cool place. So hang around. So, thank you, Michelle, for the question. Giving back to the community seems to be central to both of you. Why is that part of your business practice? Why is it a part of your business practice? Well, giving back to the community who accepts you in your business, that in itself is a blessing and an amazing thing for people to actually use your service and spend their hard-earned money using your service or buying your dough love or cookie dough. It's unbelievable. And there's so many opportunities. First of all, it's a civic responsibility to give back and help, whether you have a business or not, right? But you just feel more connected to the community, that they're embracing your company, and it's just right to give back in various ways to churches or t-ball teams or whatever it might be. It's very important to do so, and it makes you socially responsible business as well. That's my take on that.
Well, giving back to the community has always been part of my wife and I's, the way we live. Not only through our business, but through ourselves. We, giving back is a huge, lifestyle, I guess, part of our lifestyle that we feel like there are so many people or businesses or organizations out there that deserve, some love. The love. And we just feel that giving back is there's another. I love music, so you thank you very much to no, not singing, Alicia. No, sorry. I am a big music guy though, so one of my favorite bands is Zac Brown, and you get what you give. And that's one of their records, and I think it's just a motto to live by. I think being socially responsible is a huge part of business. And if you want to be a business, you are a local business. If you want to work with other local businesses in town, you give back somehow, so others catch on, and it's that ripple effect. It's that Contagious. It's
Contagious.
That's a movie, right? Contagion.
Yeah.
So giving back is pay it forward. That's what I was trying to say. It's a huge part of anything. I've seen countless number of times of being at the drive-thru at Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or something like that. People paying for the people behind them. I've witnessed it. Not only have I done it a couple times, but I've witnessed it, and that's it. When I see other people doing it, it gives me a good feeling, as if I were doing it, or the same good feeling when I, make that happen for someone behind me. And it's part of our business too. We as at DOLA, we're fortunate enough to do many fundraisers as well. We just completed one yesterday for my wife and I's high school. We graduated from there in Lebanon, Lyman High School post-grad party. We have a big fundraiser for them yesterday. We do it all the time. I'm the incoming president to the Lebanon Little League. We just had a huge fundraiser yesterday for another local family in town. Just playing wiffle ball, we raised $11,000. I mean, the coming together as a community is such a beautiful thing, and that's why our business and his business, we give back to make that happen for people.
Yeah, and like I said, if you don't know where to start. Like, I want to give back, or if you're a business owner or starting a business, you want to make that put it in your plans. Michelle actually runs Colchester is Kind. Yeah, Michelle runs Colchester is Kind. So it's a Facebook group, I think they have a podcast now. You can check that out. But just wonderful people doing wonderful things for the community. It's an amazing thing. So if you I don't know where to start, you can go talk to Michelle, and she'll get you set up. Katie actually, I thank you, Katie, for another comment here. Is my motto that drove me to open my business is really YOLO, which is you only live once. And why be miserable at your everyday work when you can do something you love? It's so true. So, it's one of those things for an entrepreneur. If you're making the plunge where you're doing something full time, it's one of those things where you would rather work 80 hours for yourself than 40 hours for someone else, really, because you're so passionate about what you do. So thank you, Katie, for that. Let's see. So we wanted to address just maybe one more question here, and if you have any last minute questions, post them. This one is kind of off topic here, but I guess it's on topic for the show. But
Show topic.
Show topic.
We're good.
Yeah, show topic. How important is record keeping, even in the early stages of planning for a business? So, record keeping, let me say this. Anything you can do to keep yourself efficient and organized, you want to do. So when I started, my partner and I, when we started food delivery, we had all our startup costs, everything that we needed to buy, bags, everything you could think of, magnets. We planned for everything, and we put the cost of everything, and we also put what we spent on it. It's going to be hugely important. So whether you're using Microsoft Excel or using Google Sheets or QuickBooks, wherever you might be using, it's vitally important when you first start that business that you are keeping records. Very important, because later when you go back, you want to have those records there. You don't want to be fumbling through the 1,000 papers. You just want to stay organized when you start.
Could be a bar nap. Write it down. You got an idea, write it down. Not only is that going to allow you to go back to those notes, but reading those notes and writing something down and looking at something is going to keep you accountable, because you thought about it. Many people have thought about doing things, but when you write that down and you see it right in front of you, it keeps you accountable. So not only for record keeping purposes, but for accountability purposes. Write it down, have notes, have your file, your manila folder, whatever you have around town, your in your book bag. Keep it in the folder of your laptop. Leave those notes there. You're gonna have those notes. It's gonna keep you accountable. It's gonna keep you moving forward. So
So another question here is, you have an idea of what you want to do. What's the best plan of attack in terms of step one? So I'll kind of give a shout out to.
Besides watching this video.
Yeah, besides watching that's step one. So we created a group that we're going to be helping. And this group is called the Entrepreneurial Network. So if you have an idea, if you're an aspiring entrepreneur and you're not sure what to do, we'll send a link out. I think I can reply to this later, this post, and I'll put the link. You can join that group. And if you join that group, we created this template called Step 1, Define Your Idea. So it's really important questions that you go through, and you answer those and you send it back to us, and we can help you. That's really defining your idea, and there's various questions in there that can help you do so.
Yeah, I think this entrepreneurial network that we're trying to start here, that group is not only do we want to have aspiring business owners, but we also welcome the current business owners. Sure. Or if you own one business, or if you own 30 businesses, you're welcome, because that goes back to our idea of networking. If you're the more you network, there's another quote that just came up that I just can't remember now. The bigger your network, the bigger your net worth. If you think about that. So networking is key. That's what we're trying to start here. We're trying to start this entrepreneurial group. Business owners, non-business owners, families, anybody that wants to sit down and talk about business or entrepreneurship or ideas is welcome in this group. So I think that would be a very good thing for everybody involved. Yeah,
and we would love, so any business owners that are watching, we would love to have you on the show and interview you. And if you're interested in helping other people who are aspiring entrepreneurs, I think there's a lot of strength in numbers, and people need that motivation, need that push. You know, one of those things where you may have a great idea, but it's not the right time. I just went to school, or I don't know, what are the good examples? There's always life events that can deter you, right? And if you want to know a good time to start your business, it's right now. It's today. It's today. That's when it's the best time to start your business. It's almost like when's the best time to have a baby. It's never a good time to have a child, but you do it because you want to, and you make it work. So if you want your business, do not let excuses stop you from starting your business.
Your business is going to become your new baby. So
yeah, that is going to be your new baby.
Yep.
Yeah,
let's do it. Just
yeah.
do it.
So right now, if you have that business idea, join the Entrepreneur Network, and we'll help you, and we'll give you the push, the motivation to get you going.
Katie, pick me.
Katie, you got it.
We pick you.
Yes, we pick you. All right, so our next episode, we're really excited to be filming our next episode at the Priam Vineyards. Jim over there is one of the owners, and he loves the idea of what we're doing, and he's a serial entrepreneur himself. I actually had an opportunity to speak with Jim a couple times, and he's got some great stories. I think you're going to absolutely love it. Even retiring in his 20s, so it's a very interesting story. I think we should explore that further. But any last words before we wrap up here?
I think what we should say is either watch us online via this Facebook page, or come out to the vineyards that time. Hey,
yeah.
Let's hang out, drink some wine, and maybe we'll invite you on camera and talk. It would be nice to have a live audience, someone to talk to besides this little square right here. So I think interaction would be nice. So come out to the vineyards with us, and we'll see you there. Keep up. We'll update you on the date on our page here, and we'll get going with that. But like I said, we're welcome to come out with us, hang out, drink some great wine. I've heard nothing but good things about the Priam Vineyards, so I think it'll be a good time.
Yeah, they won a lot of prestigious awards. So it's a beautiful place. The indoor and outdoor is just beautiful. So lastly, again, I'd like to thank Nicole, the Creative Canvas. So if you don't know what it is, you can go online to their website or their Facebook page. It's a beautiful place in here. It's huge. They do parties and not
BYOB just events here.
Yeah. So not even just painting. They have a lot of stuff. You can paint like wine glasses and do just woodworking here. So it's not just one dimensional. It's a lot of things you can do. And we actually have some. You don't see it, but there's desks over here with local. Actually, she supports. Local entrepreneurs here with a lot of the stuff they have here. So if you come by here, even if you don't paint, if you go here and check out some of our
local artisans.
Yeah, local artisans. You can certainly do that as well. So thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate it, as does Kevin, and we'll see you in the next episode. Good job. Yeah. I just have to turn off the camera now. You keep talking.
Can't reach.
You keep talking.
Can't reach. Thank you, guys. See you later. Have a great one.